All right, let's talk about percent proportions. Percent proportions. So when we are solving proportion problems, you know that we set up our skeleton always. We've done unit rates, we've done scale drawings, we've done a lot of things. But with percent proportions, we have a rule that percent always goes over 100. So percent over 100, always. I'm going to say that 100 million times in class so that you memorize that. When you see a percentage and you're doing a proportion, it will always go over 100. And then the other side of that is going to be the part over the whole. And if you think about it, 100% of something is all of it. So that whole is going to line up with the 100, and a percentage is only a part of something. So that's why those two line up like that. So part over whole equals percent over 100. That's the first thing you need to memorize and know. Now let's do 2 word problems and see what that actually looks like when we're solving a word problem. So the first one says that Hayden took a 40-question social studies test. So I'm going to circle 40 and 40 what? We have 40 questions. So he took a 40-question social studies test and he made an 85%. I'm going to underline my question. How many questions did Hayden get correct? So that's what we're looking for. How many questions did he get correct? So I'm going to set up my skeleton. All right. There are 40 questions on this test, and they also give me 85%. Well, because I know percent goes over 100 always, I'm going to do that one first. 85 over 100, percent over 100. And then this is a 40-question test, and it's asking me how many questions did he get correct. So if there's 40 total questions, that's the whole. That's how many total questions there are, and they're asking me what part did he get correct. So I don't know how many he got correct. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross multiply and divide, do my little fish. 40 times 85 divided by 100. And if you type that in your calculator, you would get 34. So Hayden got 34 questions correct. Let's look at one more example. In a class of 28 students, 21 turned in their homework from last night. What percent of students turned in their homework? So it's asking me what percent. So when I set up my skeleton, I don't know my percent, but I know whatever the percent is, it's going to go over 100. Then I have to figure out my part and my whole. Well, the class has 28 students in total, and 21 was the part of the students that turned in their homework. So I'm going to put 21 as the part and 28 as the whole. So I'm trying to figure out what percentage is 21 from 28. So I'm going to cross multiply and divide. When I do 100 times 21 divided by 8, I get 75 in my calculator. So 75% of the students, 21 is 75% of 28. 75% of those students turned in their homework. All right, if you have any other questions, please look at your notes. There's lots of examples of this. Look on our classroom PowerPoint, and of course, always ask me if you need help, and we will work it out. We'll solve some percent proportions.